Let's look at the Temple of TCAP. Come on, Sam. You said this was the Temple of TCAP Shabbat today. Here we go. So, I am logged in. You'll find me as Baked Salmon in the Temple of TCAP. You can come over there. You can follow me, I guess. You can look me up on there if you like to. One thing that they didn't always have, but they have now, and I'm not sure exactly how long they've had it, but I did notice it a couple months ago. A list of YouTube channels where you can find TCAP content. How brilliant is that? One of my most ultimate favorite OGs of all time. Zoe, if you're out there, I would love to talk to you, friend. Let's make a video together. I would love to talk to Zoe Mauve. Hiss Krantz and OG TCAP music. Mr. Gigi holds a special place in my heart because Mr. Gigi and his community helped save my channel. And then TCAP driving directions. Come on, man. TCAP driving directions. Some of the most hilarious content out there. Love dirty boys that love getting shouty. Spelled B-O-I-S. All right, folks, let's look. Let's dig into it. These random screenshots, there's some pretty good ones sometimes. Oh, look at that. That's a nice picture of that truck. Is that a Volvo? Somebody told me, I think, on here. It's a Volvo. Look at that crisp image. You could see every little wrinkle in his face. My God, Ichabod Crane, what were you thinking? Look at that. Look at that. Just follow his jawline down. Look at his skull. What a noggin. Actually, for an atrocious-looking individual, that's a hell of a skull. It doesn't look lopsided. It doesn't look flat on one side. It's a little eggy, a little oblong, but I think that's even better. I want to see it without skin. Erich DKC, right here. It might have been the first dude I ever talked to in the TCAP community. Tips to protect your kids. Have a blunt. Dude, look at him. Look at him. He's so giddy. And here he comes. Here comes the hammer. This is literally the last pleasant second of this man's life. Look at that picture, dude. Is he wearing a girdle? Because usually when you got that roll under the armpit, right, the next section's going to be as big or bigger, is it not? I don't have the roll yet, so I can't test it on myself. Oh, I do have this, though. Wearing my my Jeff Stacy today. It's a t-shirt. What did I say, you guys? I knew that she'd come through for me. Thank you, Mrs. Salmon. You guys know what mugi chai is? It's tea. It's not made from a tea leaf as far as I know. Barley tea is a roasted grain-based infusion made from barley. And it's totally gnarly. It's tea fixed a little bit different way. That's right. Let's move on. Decoy Sam is back on the market. Y'all remember Decoy Sam, right? She was, in my book, the worst decoy in TCAP. And now somebody told me under a video recently, they said, could you rank the decoys? And I will do that, but I want you to expect already that this is my vote for worst decoy. Anyways, it says here she's back on the market. She was married, or is still married, to Joey Lawrence? Is that him? Is that, whoa. That's him, says Ryan Maxwell. Whoa. The decoy in the Long Beach sting said she would have dated half of the men in that sting in different circumstances. What? What? Did she say that? Yeah, I'm not saying it. Rob Culbertson. Rob Culbertson. I might date Rob Culbertson under the right situation. Like if I'd been roofied. Michael Walker dead. Can I reap you? Can I reap you annually? Do you think death is funny? Dark Zero says, concerning his obituary, it gets responses. Suicide, that was my first thought. Second thought was someone cut him a little too hard while trying to suck his blood. Creepy. I think it would be ironic if he died of rectal cancer. Crazy for the Mets. Robert Lyons is almost twice this guy's age. and is presumably still alive and kicking somewhere in Southern California. He really will outlive us all. Look at that picture of Lorne. Way to go, Lorne. Oh my God. An autopsy will not be conducted as it is evident based upon my physical examination correlation with the decedent's symptomology and social history that the cause of death was an acute myocardial infarction exacerbated by the decedent's obesity and tobacco use. So they didn't even do it. Big Kuhneberger Skip Chaser said his last meal was Taco Bell. He's a lucky bastard because I would love to have me some Taco Bell right now. I'll tell you that much. So here's a post that just says, I love dirty boys who love getting freaky. I hate useless thread, spelled T-H-R-E-D-Z. I don't know. I don't mind them. Do we really need a thread for this? Yes, it's mandated. Freaky boys need to have a voice also. Printo, yeah, it's mostly chill. There's that one a-hole user once in a while, but that's about it. Yeah, you get them everywhere. You get them everywhere. Funniest YouTube comments. The greatest lie John Pedersen ever told was convincing the world he didn't exist. That one took me a moment. From the JPW segment, the greatest lie John Pedersen ever told was convincing the world he didn't exist. From the Lorne Week coffee video, this must be the first time in human history that a person has made a tutorial about coffee making and then midway switches gears and defends himself over explicit chat that he had with a kid. Jerry Martin Kosis. Wearing the face of one of his wearing the face of one of his victims was a clever disguise. I love it. I don't remember what video it's on, but Matthew Cogburn is in it, and the comment was, Jesus rocks, but can he do deep throat? Oh, Jesus rocks, but can he do deep throat? Look at Lorne singing All My Rowdy Friends. God, he's awful. I suck at guitar, and I am miles ahead of Lorne. Lorne makes me look like Stevie Ray Vaughan. On Man Brings Pizza to a Teen's House, meets Chris Hansen. At least his teeth are practicing social distancing. Ah, later. Later. Anything on politician Anthony Palumbo's videos? Does that guy still allow comments on his videos? Let me see. Politician Anthony Palumbo.
From the federal government is...
He's Anthony Palumbo and he's brought a gift. I put my... This is awful. And it's awful funny. It's only got 3 votes, but there's 17 comments here. How much you want to bet? Most of the comments are going to be our Anthony Palumbo related. This is the kind of commentary I love. If you're going to troll under Anthony Palumbo, Senator Anthony Palumbo's videos, don't come hard and, you know, make him look bad. Just post stuff that randos wouldn't get. I met him in Atlantic City. It was the cleanest, best pleasure. It's perfect. If I was just say I'm a Palumbo, Anthony Palumbo senator, you know, supporter for District 1, those aren't going to make me feel bad. They're not going to ruin my day. This person, I'm not a Democrat or anything. I'm just saying. You give good elections. Yeah, you get good elections. Oh, look, I've already thumbed these up, so I've been here before. Before I voted for Senator Anthony Palumbo, I was looking through all the candidates. I just couldn't pick one, so I just had to do something I love, which is gambling. So I went with Senator Palumbo. Later that day, I was driving while it was dark and on my way to meet my other brother. I figured out that voting for you was the right choice due to your views and good directions. I love it. Perfect. Chef's kiss of a TCAP content troll under Senator Palumbo's video. Perfect. He lost by 35 at 35 votes. I just stopped by. Yeah, I just stopped by. Lorne poem video. Oh, under the Lorne poem video. Hey, Lauren, I'm trying to write a poem myself. Do you know what rhymes with blister? Hey, Lauren, I'm trying to write a poem myself. Do you... Calm down, Salmon. Do you know what rhymes with blister Venus? It's fucking brilliant, man. That is so OG TCAP. Man, TCAP needs to get back to just being funny, man. God, and you know what? You get that a lot on Temple of TCAP. It would be interesting to go back to the earliest Temple of TCAP posts and compare them to posts today, is because I think it was all about the humor back then, and then, just my guess, I came in 2 years after it started. But that's the way I remember it when I started. It was all about the humor, but then it became all about the humor plus all of the documentation, and then, like I said, the pontification of what if this happened, what if this, this person did this. A lot of questioning, opening your mind to let's have an open conversation about what would have happened if this. And I don't know, I'm rambling. I love Temple. I appreciate you guys joining me on the Shabbat here. Do you guys know what rhymes with blister Venus? TCAP sex symbol Thomas Coffin re-upload. And the comment under it is, he tries to look like a bad boy for his underage date, but ends up looking like a middle-aged Village People reject. Well put. Oh, I was going to show you guys this. Look at this. Somebody help me with, am I right at the top? David K., Donald Morrison, Chuck Harding, Bapst, and Nathan Downhour. What's going on with Nathan Downhour's mouth, though? Can you guys see that? I wonder if I could zoom in on that. Okay, look at Downhour's mouth. Dude, what's the Joker grin? But I'd really like to know who's on the bottom row here. Who can tell me? Bottom left is Schumacher? No. Oh, okay, you're asking. It looks way too old. The hairstyle and the and the sideburns and the mustache. It could be. I mean, when was he born? David Schumacher. He's got to be younger than me, I would think. David Schumacher. Yeah, birthday 84. He's way younger than me, so there's no way that could be him. Good guess, though. Good guess. Better guess than I have, which I don't know. He does have a Schumacher-esque look. That's actually a really good guess, Ryan. But I'd say the style is wrong. Dan Allen. Okay, that makes sense. Dan Allen's the first one on the left. 4 and 5 are Wolin and Timmons. Maurice Wolin. That totally looks like Wolin. That's him. Oh my God, look at Wolin, dude. I love Chuck Harding's look here. I love his look here. He's got that whole Drew Carey thing going. I love the glasses. Those glasses are stellar. And Chuck Harding would go on to be pretty successful. Successful in the love of a young man. Predator fan theories. Fan theories would be things either you or someone else believe to be true but can't be proven, either true or false. I've seen at least one person suggest that Jim Klein knew he was walking into a sting and did so deliberately to escape his mundane life. Some believe Lauren to be in on the catfishing to various extents. Any more? Printo, there you are, brother. Printo, always there when you need him. Anthony Palumbo really wasn't a predator, but some actor hired for comic relief. That would actually explain why he knew so little about him, despite being such a loved... Oh, why we know... Wait, why he knows so... Yeah, we know so little about him, despite being such a loved predator. That's an interesting theory. Anthony Palumbo really wasn't a predator, but some actor hired for comic relief. Oh, I wish that was true. And then he would go out on the the comedy circuit, going out to all the comedy clubs. Deleted member says, I don't think Lauren is collaborating with catfishes, but he knows they are fake. He's just lonely and needs to talk to people. I could see that. Talking about James Klein, Gerald White 30627 says, escape his mundane life by going to jail. Facing criminal charges and public humiliation, becoming an RSO? I guess that's one strategy. Yeah, good point, good point. Regarding Lauren knowing that they're fake, but not collaborating with him, I have long believed this to be true. I suspect that that's the case. Take Your Jelly says, Cody Green was a closeted bi, or at least curious, who struggled with that reality both growing up in the South and with how the mid-2000s hip-hop lifestyle seemed to frown on alternative lifestyles. That would partially explain the admission of using his mom's... What? He admitted to using his mom's dild? His mom's Bilbo? I didn't know that. Is that in the chat log? David Schumacher was casing the house and had a young person actually existed, he and his redneck friends would have been back to rob the place. Oh my gosh, that is an excellent theory. Much of Marvin Harrison Smith's deep and vile chat was really him role-playing and getting into the idea of dominating and owning a young, fair-skinned maiden. Obviously, it's no excuse. I don't think he really wanted to brand the girl, though. You'd be surprised at how deep into RP and fantasy people get. I do believe he would have paid the girl, though. Hambubger's mouth gesture was probably not too obscene to broadcast. What could he have done beyond stick his tongue out? That's why I want to see it. I asked about that actually in the temple once. I said, you know, I want to know what Hambubger did with his tongue. And I think the first response I got is, it's obvious what he's doing with his tongue. But I don't think so. I don't think it's obvious that he's doing what? Sticking it out? Licking his lips? I imagine flicking it. Because think of Hambubger doing a tongue flick, like a rapid tongue flick, like a lizard or something. Or a little up and down. Dude, how disgusting would that be? Absolutely block that. Would be horrifying. Or is he doing taco tongue? Is he doing cloverleaf tongue? Is he mouthing the words F yeah? Or is he mouthing something like, you know, you little S word that ends in lut? Or something just cringy like that? Yeah, I struck Thriller. Let's F. Yeah. Maybe he's just saying the F word. Because you wouldn't want to show that. You know, him tugging on it and saying like something graphic where you could clearly see the words. So it's always assumed to be a tongue. And if it is a tongue, I'd love to know what it is. And whoever commented me, it's obvious what he's doing with his mouth. I disagree. It's not obvious. And I want to see the unblurred. I still do. Finally, from Looks Like a Restaurant, the DC episode probably had a politician speaking with a decoy, but because it was early in the series, they didn't pursue it out of fear. Oh my gosh. Excellent theory. For sure. Yeah. Think about that. Politicians are notoriously, I mean, they caught one in Texas, right? Notoriously known for their misbehavior. And they were probably casting a wide net out there. And because the cops weren't involved, and they have their higher ups, you know, who's NBC owned by? General Electric, which is all probably owned by BlackRock, which all probably owns the, you know, political system. And so, yeah, that's an excellent theory. Excellent theory. I mean, they've caught cops and politicians since, and this is after people knew that To Catch a Predator existed. Is it not too far of a reach to think that they probably caught politicians in the DC sting? I get it. Asked Mr. Science regarding Hambubger. He was talking about the M&Ms. They melt in your mouth. Printo says in his chat log, Hambubger said he wanted to give the girl oral, so I assume those tongue gestures were alluding to lingus. Yeah, you know what? Absolutely. I'd still love to see it. I'd still love to see, is he spelling Toledo Oh, no, Toronto. I don't know if you get the reference, you get the reference. Spell Toronto. Was he spelling Toronto again? Was he licking his lips, flicking the tongue? But it's a good guess to assume that he was alluding to the lingus, and that's why I think it was a tongue. But it is possible, ask Mr. Science, that he was referring to M&Ms and them melting in the mouth. Gerald White, I mean, you can tell exactly what he's doing. You cannot tell exactly what he's doing, Gerald White. Maybe it was Gerald that called me out on it and that said, no, you can tell what he's doing. In my book, you can't tell exactly what he's doing. Let's see, looks like Restaurant says, but what gesture could he have done with his mouth only other than stick his tongue out? I don't see that as an obscene gesture. LOL, seriously? IDub 20 Owl 316 with their theory. Brian Gosselin was from the future and he knew his last name would be commonly associated with a couple talentless hacks that happened to have 8 children. That's the reason he wouldn't say his last name. Laugh out loud. Ooh, I want to hug you. Such a great screen name. Look at their avatar. Can we see that larger? We can see it way smaller. There we go. Toupee and Sokol gonna hug. I love it. Ooh, I want to hug you. Says Michael Gentile's wife is an actual witch. That's a good theory. Okay, D-Unit. D-Unit, also very prolific chatter. He needs to explain himself. Regarding, I don't think Lauren is collaborating with catfishes, but he knows they are fake. He's just lonely and needs to talk to people. D-Unit says, I don't believe this only because he bought a plane ticket to see Casey. He went to prison a second time and took out a predatory loan to get a psych report to prove that he wasn't a ped. If he knew they were fake, he wouldn't have done those things, especially the plane ticket. Wow. Did he actually buy the plane ticket? I assume that was shown. He probably said, hey, baby, here's my plane ticket, and probably showed her and the receipt and everything because that's how he is. Interesting. D-Unit, good call. D-Unit, bringing it back to swinging me over to the other side. Yeah, you know what? He was buying into it. Hook, line, and sinker. That's a great reason to realize. See, and not being a good lornographer, that's why I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have been able to think about that. People on the temple can be pricks sometimes. Yeah, there's pricks everywhere, including on the temple. Including on the temple. Captain Cod. Talk is talk, but spending money is spending money. And guess what, Lauren? You spent money. Edmund Dantes, there's a good chance some of these guys run into each other on occasion due to being in the same SO treatment class, having the same probation officer, etc. In fact, I'm pretty sure Lance Fine and DMAC have crossed paths. They live in the same area, and their older mugshots both have the same blue background. That is deep. That is somebody who's been around, watching closely. It's like me pointing out in the Long Beach sting, the cross that's hanging on the wall, and it's part of the same set decoration that they used in another sting. I never saw it mentioned before, but you watch these episodes enough times, little things stick out to you. Edmund Dantes, shout out to you for doing the work and noticing the same blue background in early mug shots of these guys. I think it's so cool. It's so funny. It's the kind of thing you run into on the temple, like I said. Please, temple, give me my absolution for not being around enough. Colton Villa, adios. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next time.